Just like some of the activities we're going to see on the field.
Playing quarterback seriously till his freshman year. He was a fullback and linebacker before that. Tries to escape pressure here and wrestled down.
For their recruiting class, they end up leaving him unblocked because the action goes away. But this is really one of the
Oklahoma commit, and now going to USC. There's the first.
Leading for the Oklahoma job. All three of those players signed elsewhere. All three were top 247 guys, and Clemson kind of feeling the effects of that. And most someday, and here he is.
Reverse to Kevin Coleman, tries to cut it back inside, successfully does so. Klubnik, nice pocket, floats one down the middle, little bit late and batted away in the end zone. 27 rushing touchdowns as well. Passes in the state title game. Run out of the pocket, throws this one deep back of the end zone. It'll be hauled down at the end. Touchdown!
Beautiful football. You have to have talent like this on the outside, showing the ability to make plays. And this is not bad coverage from Humphrey at all. Field on display for the Kentucky Wildcats. Great recruiting cycle Mark Stoops and his crew have had. It's a fun return for the returner himself because he knows at some point he's going to do everything he can and ends up out of bounds. Future Notre Dame linebacker Nolan Ziegler near.
Last time we saw for him, the home state school, until his senior season, throws complete to the right sideline. Little sprint. Aller looking left, firing left, on target inside the 25. Eyes downfield. Back of the end zone.
Getting fired at USC. All of a sudden, USC feels that momentum. C.J. Williams, Malik Brown, Damani Jackson all ended up back at USC when Lincoln Riley was hired.
Big play.
One of the great receiver rooms in all of college football. We saw it on New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl. We saw what Jackson Smith-Njigba, who was here in this game 2 years ago, did for Ohio State.
Been playing offensive tackle throughout most of that time.
Jay Klubnik throws back, wide open space, and a cruise into the end zone for Ray.
Ball coach.
That was the alarming part of that shot right there. Same height. Third down, Aller complete across the 50-yard line and trying to get across.
As my older brother, while at the same time, knowing he wants to forge his own path.
Just a little over hour drive from Gainesville to see him play defense, but right down the seam here, and Drew Aller right there said he can't be that open. But he actually is.
And the pass rush was beginning to get home. The pocket was starting to collapse. Drew Aller, no problem, though, delivering it in the open field to Smoke Bowie.
Recruit in that state on his way to Ohio State. In trouble on his first attempt.
And great mechanics. You see the hand usage, the violence, getting to the outside shoulder.
Trevante Citizen out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Brown now runs out to the right, easily flicks it downfield.
That opened up the opportunity for Devin Brown.
East defense there in the back.
The connection, his coach when he was in Arizona is Joe Germain, who won the 1997 Rose Bowl for Ohio State. Gave him his blessing, said go to Ohio State. Devin,
what happened there on that punt? It'll land on the right portion of your screen. There we go. Clearly bouncing off of the East. Committed to USC, was actually at the game. Last one coached by Clay Help before he got fired. And he's having some issues in the pocket.
Penetrating into the backfield, continuing to be able to turn the corner. Devin Brown, as he's dropping back into the pocket. He's
to Michigan State 56-7. Of course, he liked what he saw and committed shortly thereafter. Sets up the wide receiver screen. And the East defense came to play on. Devin Brown chased out to the right this time. Throws back across his body with ease. And the ball is knocked away. Penalty mark.
A couple more classes like that. Arizona will be trending back upwards to where they expected to be.
Back exactly a slot receiver, but the versatility that he has is one of those guys that.
New quarterback here. This is Justin Martin, who will play at UCLA. He hands off inside. Now a sprint to the end zone for Rayshon Luke. One receiving touchdown and a running touchdown.
Maintaining their blocks. You don't need much of a crease when you're as fast as Speedy Luke. He's got speed to burn the defenders chasing. They're not going to catch
relationships, players and families going on throughout this week. Onside kick attempt, wonderfully executed by the West squad. Let's take a peek here. Who for the West side? I think this might be future Notre Dame wide receiver Tobias Merriweather.
No,
to the left of Stockton, rolls out, now looks back the other way. Complete across the 40. Little bit of space there to sprint. And he is down at the 25-yard line. Stockton to Isaiah Bond. More to commit on his way to Bama.
A reference to receiver core for Ohio State. All the talent that's Weather's been through.
Gets to those in a moment. Drops back in trouble. Spins out to his left. Nifty there for the future Bulldog. Still on his feet with a slide down to the 15.
This is what he can do, Paul. It's almost what he prefers, as opposed to just having a clean pocket, throwing it to an open receiver. He seems to like it.
Make sure they have the hay and the feed for the evening. Gunner, certainly a busy guy. And
drops it right in the middle of Tiger, Georgia. Everyone took notice.
More running for Gunner inside the 5, head down, and across the stripe for
active live reps.
Martin now inside a minute, lets that one go way deep down the field like a punch.
And people say UCLA and USC can't get along right there. You see a Bruin go to a Trojan, but you know, to go back to your point, Paul, with just his junior season was basically a 4-game season leading into a senior year where he had a 13 touchdown game, although I'm sure would rather have that patch back, but he had a 13 touchdown in his first class.
Cade Klubnik, 2 touchdown passes early in this game, goes deep down the right side. And fun together, that is certainly showing up on the field.
And sometimes we get receivers in this game that are just support system involved in this process with you.
Nice little pipeline of running backs there at Valor Christian.
4th and 16, a shot near the end zone. Looking.
Of course, man coverage on display throughout the game today, so there's plenty of opportunities for these.
Also part of that visit, and a big reason why Tobias stayed there. Flips that happened with the coaching transition. He was able to limit that here. Cade Klubnik, we'll see what this flag is about out across the 20-yard. Already has 2 touchdown passes, in trouble in the backfield. Could keep it himself, but floats it into the end zone. Wide open before he goes to Clemson. Looks left, back to his right, sets up a wide receiver screen. Still on his feet out across the 25-yard line.
we're ready.
Many years ago. Cade down the right sideline.
The community, certainly on the football field, shows the versatility as a receiver, soft hands, outstanding route running ability, great in the open field.
Got to throw a lot of balls. The timing to the left side. Rolled out to San Antonio late night. That was good. And that's a lateral right there. If the ball are down in forever, they have to get just across the 30-yard line. Nice pocket. Sends it down the near sideline. Picked off at the 45. Bringing it back is Kyron Chambers. You can see more of this at TCU.
Dropping that in the middle of the football field. Even Greg Schiano doing that at Rutgers now.
Ethan Michalski is up and in once again, his second of this half.